Virtually all human activities have an impact on our environment, and transportation is no exception. While transportation is crucial to our economy and our personal lives, as a sector, it is also a significant source of greenhouse gas emissions. These greenhouse gas emissions have introduced a major climate change in the past few decades. Hey guys, my name is Harry, and today I'm going to discuss with you how the transportation industry's emission of greenhouse gases is affecting our environment, producing a climate change, and how new and upcoming technologies like hydrogen fuel cell powered cars work and how they are trying to minimize this impact. Based on current greenhouse gas emission reports, the transportation sector directly accounts for about 31% of the total carbon dioxide emissions and 26% of the total greenhouse gas emissions. This value amounts to about 5,500 million metric tons of carbon dioxide that's being emitted into the atmosphere, making the transportation sector the second largest source of greenhouse gas emissions. And nearly 97% of transportation greenhouse gases emissions come through direct combustion of fossil fuels. These emission rates are directly correlated to a change in our climate, which is characterized by higher average global temperatures and higher sea levels. This rise in the global temperature has resulted in the melting of polar ice caps, which could potentially result in entire islands underwater if the Earth continues to get warmer like this. Not only that, rising sea levels will also impact many coastlines and a large mass of humanity that live near coasts or by major rivers. If we even observe a 4 degrees Celsius increase annually in temperature, the human race would be hard to survive. All across the world, agricultural yields would drop for all major cereal crops, and half of all the Himalayan glaciers will be significantly reduced by 2050, leading to about 23% of the population of China being deprived of this vital glacial water source. With global warming on the increase and species habitats on the decrease, the chances for various ecosystems to adapt are diminishing. And us, as mechanical engineers, need to combat that. I believe what we need is a combination of renewable energy and energy efficiency. There have been new developments in technologies around the world. One of the examples of this is Tesla's attempt at introducing electric-powered vehicles. Now, electric cars are squeaky clean in the sense that they don't burn any gas. With no engine, no gas tank, and no exhaust, they're considered to be zero-emission vehicles. In my opinion, a better solution to this problem is hydrogen-fueled cars. Hydrogen fuel cars have proven themselves to be a viable challenger to Tesla's battery-driven vehicles. Hydrogen, being the most abundant element on Earth, has a significant potential to reduce emissions from the transportation sector. This is because hydrogen fuel cars don't emit any greenhouse gases during vehicle operation. They only produce a single byproduct, which is water. These hydrogen fuel cars have two advantages over their battery-powered rivals. It just takes 5 minutes to refuel a hydrogen car for a range of 400 miles, compared up to 7-hour charge of an electric vehicle to travel just 200 miles. And hydrogen can be extracted anywhere where there's wind and water present, making it extremely easy to manufacture. However, there are several major hurdles to commercial deployment which must be overcome before any environmental benefits from fuel cell vehicles are realized. These challenges include the distribution and storage of hydrogen and the production of fuel cell technology and the overall vehicle cost. Some recent efforts by companies like Siemens AG are proving a viable and effective route for this industry. They developed a research plant on the banks of the River Rhine that would utilize wind power to convert water into gas. At the plant, they handle everything from the generation of the hydrogen, the refueling, and the building of the cars. Some major companies like Honda, BMW, and Toyota are also investing in hydrogen fuel cells and coming up with their own variants of hydrogen fuel cell cars. To summarize, the rate at which humans are consuming fossil fuels is causing a disruptive change in our environment and the climate. The global average temperature is increasing and polar ice caps are beginning to melt. Transportation industry is one of the largest contributors to that rate. Therefore, there's a high need to switch to an alternative, viable, and efficient source of energy which can satisfy our modern needs. And hydrogen fuel cells have proven to be such a resource which can effectively allow us to reduce our fossil fuel consumption and preserve our climate.